if I leave you tomorrow. Well, hi there pluckers, I'll have a Four Fingers again with you with a classic oldie from Lynyrd Skynyrd called Freebird. This is going to be a couple of lessons on this. This is my arrangement for the intro section, okay, where obviously the slide guitar comes in. I've tried to incorporate that into the rhythm of the guitar playing, okay. So there's going to be part two, of course, which is going to cover basically the verses and the chorus, and going into the actual solo section. I'm not going to obviously play the solo on this 6-string acoustic, but I shall show you the chord sequences and how it goes from the rhythm side of things, okay? So let's get to the intro, right? So I'm in standard tuning, no capos, doing it in the same key as the original version by Lynyrd Skynyrd, okay? Right then, boys and girls, let me show you how I did this. This is my arrangement for a single acoustic guitar which incorporates the slide intro, okay? So the way I play the intro, obviously it starts off with some keyboards, just to sort of layering it. So I'm playing a 4-fingered G, okay? Don't have to, you can be a normal standard G if you like, but I like the sound of a 4-fingered G, okay? Then we play a single stroke, just a single strum to start with, yeah? Then a D with F sharp in the bass. Okay, now you could play a standard D if you can't manage the thumb over on the 2nd fret bottom E string. Okay, it's quite important really, but you can get away with it if you can't manage it. Don't worry, just play a D chord, yeah? The only alternative I can show you for this is to play a D with F sharp in the bass like this. That's the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the bottom E string, 2nd finger 2nd fret 3rd string, G string, and either your pinky or 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. 6 down to 2, you don't play the top E string. Okay, so you've got so that's the other way of playing D with F sharp in the bass. If you can't manage either of those, just play a standard D chord, okay? So then we go into E minor, and then because this bar is twice as long, I do another strum on E minor, but sort of nearer the bridge to give it a different sound, a bit more raspy, brighter sound, yeah? So it's so far G, D, whichever version you want to play, E minor again. Now F, you can play a simple F or a bar chord F, whichever, or a 4-fingered F like that, where I sometimes use standard F, but this 3rd finger goes up to the 5th string on the 3rd fret, pinky takes over on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, 5 down to 1. Or you can play a bar chord or a simple F, whichever you want, okay? So G, D with F sharp in the bass, or D, E minor again, F, whichever F you want to play, C. Now we play D sus4, that's a D chord with the pinky on the 3rd fret of the top E string added, okay? 5 down to 1, then take the pinky off and play a standard D chord, then take the 2nd finger off, open up the top E string, D sus2, and then put the finger back onto the top E string 2nd fret, 2nd finger, so D sus4, D, D sus2, D again, finish back on the D chord, yeah? So that's the whole phrase for the first part of the intro, right? So G, D with F sharp in the bass, or D, whichever you can manage, E minor again, F, whichever F you want to play, C, D sus4, D, D sus2, D. Then we have a little lead up back to the G again. That's an open bottom E string, second fret of the bottom E string, and then into a G chord again. Now for the second time around I do a very light strum, okay? So same chords again, G to D with F sharp in the bass preferably. So this is where the fun begins. This is where the slide guitar comes in over the top. This is my arrangement for trying to play both bits at the same time. Okay, so when you come out of that second time round, you D sus4, D, D sus2, D. Hit the second string on the third fret there. Hit that note, just that string, second string, and sort of slide it up to around about the 7th fret. And sort of come off, sort of like that. Okay? It gives that sort of slidey feel, yeah? Then you play that, ideally, the 4-fingered G again, or a G chord, okay? So you come out of that D progression, and then you just do that slide, and you end up on that. Whichever G you want to do, simple G or 4-finger G. Okay, so you got that again? That sort of thing, yeah? If you can't manage that because it's too much for you, simplify it by just doing this. Open 4th string, open 3rd string, bar the first 2 strings on the 3rd fret. Okay? So you come out of that. This is a simpler way of playing it. After the sort of slide, okay, if you can't manage the G, getting into shape with the G chord, just do that. Okay, the next bit is a slide on the top E string from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. So you got, sorry, okay, or you play the G, the full G chord. Okay, whichever you're doing, okay. Then you play D again, again preferably with the thumb over, or D with F sharp in the bass. But if you can't manage that, just play a D chord. Okay, standard D chord is fine. Okay, or preferences with the thumb over, but get that note into it. Okay, so coming out of the second part of the intro with the chords. Then what we do is we hit, on the D chord, we hit that top E string on the 2nd fret, single note, yeah? So, just hit that on its own, okay? Then we do this E minor bit, okay? So, the first finger is playing the 2nd fret of the 4th string all the time, all the way through this bit, stays there, okay? And it's like this. Okay, so what am I doing there? So I say the first finger is on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. I'm using basically my 3rd finger and 2nd finger. Starts on the top E string, 3rd fret. You're playing the top 4 strings only, okay, during this bit. Then go take that 3rd finger off, put the 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, top E string. Got that? Then take that finger off and play just the top E string open, along with the open 2nd, open 3rd, and 2nd on the 4th again. So it's got that? Then put your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. Again, 4 strings, 4 downwards, okay? It's a partial E minor 7th, that sort of thing. So far. Then take that third finger off and play everything open from the third string, second string and top E string. So now you've got. Then put that second finger back to the second fret on the top E string. So it's. So as we got. Then take it off and play the open top E string again. And then second string, third fret again, third finger, and then open again. So okay. So far, coming out of that, so the end of the chord structure on the intro, second time round, we do this slowly. Got that? If you want to shorten it, that's fine. You could just do. Leave it at that if you wanted to, okay? So that's the alternative. And you could do, so that's, if you wanted to do that, it's like. That sounds fine, okay? Then what then you have to do is this. Little run, top E string, open, third fret of the second, first on the second, open second. So now you've got this coming out of that D chord. Got that, as far as we got. Then what you do is you play an F chord. You can either play a simple F or what I call a four-fingered F, again like that. Third finger on the third fret of the fifth, pinky on the third fret of the fourth, 5 downwards on that one. Or you can play a simple F, whichever's up to you, whichever you fancy or can manage. Okay, so let's go from the beginning again. Far have we got? Yeah, just a simple single strum on the F chord, 5 downwards. Then we do this bit 3 times on the top E string first fret on the F chord, then the open top E string, and then the first on the second. So now you've got this. Then we play a C chord, straightforward C chord, strum, single strum again. So now you got, okay, and then finally do that first on the second again, 3 times, up, right. Okay, then the open second. And then back to the first on the second. And then finally it's that D progression again. And then basically you just repeat what you've just done for the slide bit, okay? So it does the whole thing twice basically. So coming out of the first part of the second part of the intro, which is the chord bit, yeah? repeat, okay, what you just done. Then you do that little run up again as you did in the very first part of the intro. Open bottom E string, second on the bottom E string, and then into a G chord, and then the singing kicks in, okay? So it's basically D to the D with F sharp in the bass, or D if you can't manage that, okay? To E minor. And then we're going to do the rest of the song in the next lesson, okay? So I'll give you enough there to get on with for a while, I think. Okay. So I hope you like that version. It's just something I've come up with. I think it's a little bit different to most of what other people do. They just don't do that. Try and mix the two together, most people. Okay. So let's just go through the whole thing, right from the beginning of the whole intro. Okay. So single strokes to start with. If I leave you tomorrow, I'll leave here tomorrow, should be. Well, there you go, it was, because I hope that made sense to you, and I'll be back with part 2 in a couple of days' time, when you've hopefully got that under your belt. Okay, the rest of it is somewhat easier, I think. Thanks very much, and I'll see you soon.